Hello there, this is RogueMGTOW, and this is the recording for my very first video. This is going to be an explanation as to why I'm a man going my own way. Like most other MGTOW, I value anonymity to protect my identity. However, for the sake of other MGTOW, I am compelled to give a little bit of background on me to help give the reasons for my motivations, but again, nothing is going to be too specific. I'm in my early 30s. I've spent most of my life since the age of 15 dating. And in that, I think I've clocked in only about 2 years worth of time spent on my own. But this last year spent being unattached is really the first time in my life that I've really been free to do what I want without having to clear it with a female first. I served time in the Marine Corps and graduated boot camp in Parris Island, and that's where I'm going to stop as far as my military service goes, again, for anonymity's sake. I've dated women from all walks of life and every ethnicity, so there is no real surprise to me what the female nature is capable of anymore. I'm now estranged from my wife and my sons after my wife left me to fuck around some worthless younger guy who was brain was only good enough to get him out of high school but not good enough to get him his own place or car even after 4 years of having graduated. After she glowed all over social media about how happy she was after leaving me, he left her. The humiliation she received was short-lived, however, as she's not close enough to hit the wall yet, so she was able to replace him with yet another simp who is dumb enough to give her everything she wants, while he works to pay for whatever she desires and screws around with other men when he's not around. Of course, I can't confirm by now that that's what she's doing, but then again, it wouldn't be outside of her nature, and I'm not surprised if she is cheating on him right now. All the way up to the moment when I finally accepted that my whore of a wife was not going to ever want to repair our relationship for the sake of our sons, I was very much a blue pill man. However, in one final conversation with her, I told her that she can't have my money and her piece of shit boyfriend at the same time. She slipped up, however, and asked me why her boyfriend has to go away, and that was all I needed to see through her lies, down the red pill, and never go back. I had spent months having my reputation ruined and having friends turn on me, all because she wanted to walk away with the cash and prizes and play the victim, with my clean reputation being the only thing that could save me from any more slander from her trying to milk her victim card, which she had already overdrafted. See, she had played the victim too hard in the company of people who had known me for a lifetime. The only ones who were on her side, really, were the people who had a grudge against me, which was really just a few exes who were bitter that I left them in high school over a decade earlier. So when she thought it was safe to show off the boyfriend she was seeing behind my back, and everyone finally realized what was really going on, she lost even more friends, and it was beautiful watching people turn on her. There is, of course, more to the story, but again, not revealing any more details for the sake of my identity. I don't mind revealing my situation, however, because it's a story that fits thousands of men who are dumb enough to get married in this day and age of gynocentric bullshit. I could have easily found a new girlfriend by now. A funny thing happens to some guys when they are separated from their children by a horrible wife. We get swarmed by other females. Normally I would have enjoyed the limitless female attention, but something was different this time around. Every single girl who talked to me seemed too good to be true. All of them expressed an overwhelming amount of love and sympathy for me, gladly talked down about my cheating wife, and even wanted to physically beat her down. And every single one of them would ask me how I felt about getting married again. As soon as I realized I could count more than on both hands this pattern happening, I began to wonder if I was overthinking this, or was it just a reflex of sorts in female behavior. I wasn't quite thinking of it as a hive mind sort of mentality, but the very fact that it was a pattern told me that it isn't just out of a girl's good nature, and that I was being showered with sympathy and attention. There was something else. It finally clicked when a few of them even told me they loved me. That's when I realized this little phenomenon was more than just a chance happening. I spent the following year researching feminism, men's rights, ways to win in court even knowing my chances were low, how to cover my ass when dealing with divorce, and then I discovered MGTOW. At first I didn't realize the acronym meant anything, and I kept doing research and hearing stories of other men who had the same things happen to them. And then I ran into Sandman's channel for the first time. I set his videos to constantly play in the background as I was doing anything I could that I could get away with headphones wearing. His channel was started years ago, and he uploads a video every single day, so I'm nowhere near close to hearing it all. But from there, I started looking up other MGTOW YouTubers such as MGTOW 101, MGTOW Hybrid, Kodarai, Raging Golden Eagle, and the like. Finally, I looked up the acronym, and it made the most sense to me. Men going their own way. I grew up with no problems being able to talk to girls. Sex was never something that was hard for me to get, but the understanding of female nature was lost to me still. I knew the basics, that women always wanted to go for the alpha males who would treat them like trash. Knew that having a good outward appearance, being clean and physically fit, was almost always a good way to compensate for whatever lack of personality you didn't have, because most women at least can deal with a stupid guy so long as he looked good. But finally being able to hear from men who fully understood female nature and were willing to share their knowledge and experience was the very thing I needed to help me justify to myself the fact that I felt like I no longer needed a relationship after what I had been through. The feeling of liberation from the grip of female manipulation was indescribable. It was like getting my driver's license for the first time and finally being able to leave the house whenever I wanted. I could finally sense when a woman was shit-testing me, trying to appeal to my good nature, or at the very least trying to just get me to do favors for her with nothing in return. But even in that, I could also see that when a woman couldn't control me, she would become that much more interested in me. I learned how women respect guys who don't respect them. They see a man who is stronger-willed than they are, skilled in manipulation, for better or for worse, as either a challenge and keep pushing, or they see him as a raw deal and realize they can't get anything from him and move on to the more susceptible pussy beggars they have waiting for them. A lot of this channel is going to be me sharing my own thoughts and experiences as my way of contributing to the MGTOW movement. For any MGTOW YouTubers out there who may stumble across my channel, and in this video in particular, it's very likely that I've run across some of your videos as well, and they have contributed to me going my own way. This is where I'm going to cut for today, so thank you for your time, and take care.